Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Thursday, October the 13th, 2022. Thursday, October 13th, 2022. You know what? Subscribe. Look, I just had to say that real quick because I gotta get to this. Nate, what? Oh my God, I read it wrong. Nate came out and told the dirty deeds, the family betrayal that he had done. Oh, I was not expecting that. He comes back into the room and he asked Lily and Devon, I need to speak to you privately. There's something you should know. And Billy's like, well, does it have to happen now? We're in the middle of a meeting. He goes, yes, it has to happen now. I need to speak to them. And so Audra gets up and goes steps towards the door. And Billy is looking, and Devon said, wait a minute, wait, why should they have to leave? And so Nate is like, well, you know what? They can hear because this involves them too. And he said that he had been involved with selling the company, well, not selling, but giving company secrets for the IPO to another major company that's ready to pounce. He pretty much let them know, they're ready on opening day to scoop up the majority of the stock. Scoop up the majority that's on the market. And so Devon is like, wait, what? And we get anger. Just Lily is mortified. She was crying on the inside. That was so interesting, the way that the actress did that. The absolute hurt on the inside. She was holding back her tears. She just could not believe what she was hearing. And Billy jumped up. He's like, how could you betray your family, betray us like this? You betrayed your family. You betrayed my mother. You betrayed my grandmother. You betrayed Neil Wood. How could you do that? And I didn't see it as that. I saw that, I was not being Oh, he read the same stupid line. And Billy was like, because Billy was still sitting down when he goes, I just felt that I needed to do this. I needed to prove myself. And I was going to, and Devon's like, gonna what? Because see, somebody had to offer you a deal. What was the deal? Oh, the deal was they were gonna give you the over Chancellor Winters. Or so, really, so you thought. So you thought they would do that. And that's when Billy jumps up and he says all of and Nate really didn't have any defense. And Devon was like, so all of those chance meetings you had running into Audra, that was so you could get information out of her on the IPO, wasn't it? And Nate is still just standing there. You're not going to deny it? You shot down every idea I had. You wouldn't give me an opportunity. Oh my goodness. It was just ridiculous that he did. There was no justification, none for this. And Lily, she stands up and she's like, wait a minute. So when we told you we felt that, Tucker McCall, it's interesting, or there's something up with him arriving in town as we're ready to go public. You insisted we speed up the timeline. You said it was best for us. That was your idea, and we went with your idea. And he said, that's because, the other company, they are ready to pounce as soon as we go. They already have their funding together. And Devon jumped. It's Tucker, isn't it? Oh, who, Nate? Who's the CEO? And Nate's like, I'm not going to name the CEO because bottom line, this is, my engineering. I'm the one that this, it doesn't matter who the CEO is. And Devon's like, oh yeah, it does. It's Tucker, isn't it? It's Tucker. And he goes, I see you're not. He goes, I never said it was Tucker. And so he goes, but I see you're not denying it either. Okay. I see you're not denying it. And so Nate's like, well, I'm not going to tell who it is. I'll call you back. Hold on for a second. Very busy this morning. I'm busy doing this recap, but I had to definitely let them know, I'll call them back. And so Devon goes tearing out of there, like he's getting ready to go tear Tucker a new one, right? But before he walks out the door, he turns around. He goes, oh, and by the way, this goes without saying, you're fired. He's like, you're fired. Because Nate was doing the whole, nobody appreciated me. And they're like, we took you in. We made you a part of this company. I made you a CEO, even though you were not qualified to be, COO. COO, even though you're not qualified for the job. But we didn't do enough for you. So anyway, Devon leaves. Devon's headed for Tucker's. Billy gave him some more choice words. And Lily said, I want to know, Nate, I want to know, why would you do this? She's just like, he goes, I wasn't trying to hurt you, No, it's because Devon shot me down every chance we got. Devon this, Devon that. And I had to do what I had to do. And Lily looked at him and she said, no, Nate, you didn't have to do it. She almost sounded just like what Elena said. Lily said, Nate, this was a choice that you made. This was a choice you made. And she says, and the funny thing is, Nate, we were listening to your ideas. Okay. We listened to your idea to speed up the timeline. Once we went public, we were going to move forward with some of your major ideas. We needed the capital. This was going to give us the capital to run with your ideas, but that wasn't good enough for you. That wasn't good enough for you. And so he said something that, really was not inconsequential. And Lily just looked at him and said, get out. Because she's like, I've got to call Jill. I've got to tell Jill what happened. They sent Audra out to go stop the presses, stop them presses on the IPO, right? So Nate leaves and Billy is looking at Lily, and Lily is just devastated that her own family, she fought for Nate. She fought for him. And so she's sitting at her desk and Billy is standing, on the other side of the desk, and Audra comes back in. She says, listen, I put a halt on everything, but do you think that we should keep the framework in place? Because we got framework in place. And Lily says, you know what? Devon and I will have to decide that. Devon and I will have to talk about it and decide what we do. And Audra says, very good. So Audra leaves, right? And in my mind, I'm thinking, heck no. Because what Lily told Nate, Lily says, let me tell you what was going to happen had this gone through. Had we been taken over, and Devon said, oh, but to make this worth their while. And to make this work, Nate, you had to promise what? You were going to sell them your shares of the stock. That would have given them majority. And Lily was just like, oh my God. And Nate's just looking. And then for that, that's when Devon says, oh, they promised you something, didn't they? Yeah. So Lily said, they would have pushed us out, Nate. That's what would have happened. Devon would have lost he and Neil's company. I would have lost Chancellor Jill's company. We would be gone. And he's just standing there. Well, that's not, she was just like, no, just get out, right? So, but when Audra said you want to keep the framework, and my whole thinking is, heck no, don't. This right now is why Devon did not want to rush into an IPO. Had Nate not come clean, they would have ran straight into a trap, right? They still don't know who the CEO is. And Lily was said, well, we have to find out who the CEO is before we do anything. And it's like, are you kidding me? Heck no. Do you think it's only one big deal, big wheel, thinking of trying to do the same thing? No, there was no need they had to do that. They did not need it. Jill had a stupid bonehead idea that came out of left field. They just merged the company not even 6 months ago. Maybe 6 months ago now. So they should not have even been rushing into that from the gate, Jill. Okay. So now Devon is running over to Tucker's. Tucker's trying to get to Ashley because Tucker begged Ashley. He went to Jabot. Let me just one dinner, Ashley, one dinner. And after that one dinner, if I have not convinced you to just be open to me, to let me prove myself that I've changed, after this one dinner, I'll leave you alone. She says, after one dinner. I'm telling you already now what my response is going to be after the dinner, but okay, you know what? I'll have dinner with you. And then you're going to have to honor your word. So Tucker is getting ready to walk out the door where Devon's knocking on the door, and he goes, hey, Devon, oh, you caught me at a bad time. He goes, well, make time for me. And Tucker's like, oh, hey, okay, son. And Devon point blank, were you trying to steal Chancellor Industries? And Tucker's just standing there looking at him. And that's where the scene cut with them, because once Devon starts talking today, and I know he's going to say Nate came clean, and Tucker's like, for one, I don't talk to your cousin, your uncle, whatever. Nate, they're cousins. I don't talk to your cousins or your cousin, so Tucker's going to deny it. Whether Devon believes him or not is still inconsequential because it's not Tucker. Bottom line, they should not go forward with that IPO. I'm actually happy I did not have to watch the demise like that. I didn't want to see that. I'm happy that Nate actually loved Elena more than he loved going through with it. So he goes back to the penthouse. She's packed up the last of her stuff. She's just getting ready to walk out the door, and he walks in the door. Oh, I'm so happy I caught you. I came clean. I told them all what I had done. And she's like, and how did they take it? And he goes, oh, they did. He goes, no. And Billy actually gave me the hardest time. Billy raked me over the coals, which Billy, And so she's like, Elena, please, I am going to prove to you, don't go. And she's just standing there looking at him. Watch. Elena's going to leave anyway. That would be funny. Look, you did all this and you lost me anyway, Jack. But we shall see, because look, just that morning, earlier that day, She was just begging him, please not to do this. Please, she still loves him. So she's going down to reoccurring status. So I don't know. She just might say, I don't know what they're gonna do with Elena and Nate. I really could care less. I mean, it's not like they have Elena's storyline that's really pivotal. It just really isn't. It was more pivotal when she was with Devon, because Devon is more of a mainstay character, So camera focus back up, please. There we go. So anyway, it was really, I was happy with what I saw. Okay, there was some Sally nonsense. When Tucker was at Jabot, he ran into Adam, and it's like, oh, Adam really does work there. Jack was in a meeting, but Adam doesn't have an office. Okay, just like, isn't it always? They always put the employees right there in the office with the main person, the CEO. They for some reason just do that. And he just went on. Adam was like, why are you even trying? She doesn't want to be around you. He goes, no, for now, but I'm going to prove. He goes, look, if it's really love and you really love that person, oh, you're not going to let nothing stand in the way. And Adam was thinking about himself, right? And so then later, Adam is sitting in the office alone, and oh, he's just daydreaming of over all the different times, him and Sally bonded, and they're a perfect match. Even me watching some of those clips, the fire and the passion is definitely with those two and nowhere at all with Nick. None. With Adam and Sally, oh, they knew where they were headed. They knew what their future held for them. They knew what to call it. With Nick and Sally, what do we call it? What are we? How fast do we go? Do we go? What do you do? Forget it. Please, if you got to do that much overthinking it ain't no. So anyway, Sally gets this invitation. Chloe comes in for Sally's backdrop. And it was a hand calligraphy and blah, blah, blah. It was a romantic rooftop she was supposed to be on. And she was like, so Sally shows up looking good. It's, romantically decorated and champagne there. And there's a note on her plate that says, pour yourself a glass of champagne, girl. Pour yourself a glass. So she's like, oh, I didn't know Nick had it in him. That's what she's thinking. Hey, all right. So she pours herself a drink and thinking, yeah. And Adam steps out in either a really sharp suit or a tux, a suit tux. And she looks at him, and I was like, okay, Adam, pull out all the stops, pull them out. Okay, hopefully he reminds her she does still love him. See, this is my guess, because Nick already came to the office saying, is Sally here? And Chloe's like, she went to go meet you. She went to go meet you. And he's like, no, I'm here. No, I'm here. So, no, I didn't send her any invitation. And Chloe's like, well, uh-oh. So Nick is standing there looking like Nick, right? And Sally's going to be with Adam. Now, if Adam succeeds, he and Sally are going to end up in the sack watch. He should be smart enough not to take her back to her hotel room at the Grand Phoenix, because that would be the first place Nick will go. He shouldn't take her back to his hotel room at the Grand Phoenix. He should have a suite at the athletic club reserved, because Nick wouldn't think to go to the athletic club, because Nick may have an inkling Adam might be behind this, but he doesn't know for sure. He won't know for sure, and he won't know where they're at. So hopefully, and what this is going to do, let's see if my prediction is right. Now we have Sally sleeping with Nick the day before. Now we're going to have Sally sleeping with Adam, calling it a mistake. Sally and Nick will get back together again, but that baby's going to be Adam's baby. Yeah. Yeah, just like Sage's baby was Adam's baby, Nick. Adam's little swimmers are stronger than Nick's little swimmers. Okay. So anyway, we shall see. We'll see how that works out. But today I was completely floored when the whole IPO takeover thing was blown out of the water by Nate himself. Wow. Woo. So that was some good soap. You know, good writing, Young and the Restless. I mean, yeah, you threw us a curveball with that outcome. So let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner. On Comment Corner, we have hi, supposedly on the 25th or the 28th, Diane's mystery man will finally come to Young and the Restless. I thought Tucker was Diane's mystery man. So is there another mystery? What Diane got a lot of skeletons in her closet then. Okay, that's interesting. And then Libby says, I'm wondering if it was John Abbott in the Bentley and not Tucker. Ashley or someone was discussing that maybe Tucker gave Kyle and Summer the Bentley because John drove one. It would not be John Abbott. John Abbott's been dead for a decade now, more than a decade now. They used to have John's ghost coming back, talking to Jack for years. I'm not sure if any of you that know, you know, so not Y&R history, but you know, like that soap in depth history. The actor that played John Abbott, I think he actually passed away. I'm not sure. I'll do some research on that myself. But if anybody can do some research before me, put in some comments here on today's daily recap if the actual actor that played John Abbott passed away, because they stopped. It's been about 5 years now, I would say, that they actually stopped having to come back reoccurring and as a ghost. And Jack even says he was talking, I think, to Billy or something, and he was saying, Dad doesn't come visit me anymore. I used to see Dad quite a bit. Maybe it was after Dina died, where he was saying Dad used to come visit. I don't know if I'll see Mom, you know, I don't know if I'll see Dina. But anyway, so for sure that was not John Abbott. That is not John Abbott's style. John Abbott would never be away from his family at all, you know. So Annette says Allie remembers a Loretta Lynn song, You Ain't Woman Enough to Take My Man or something. Also, one of the Queens of Country's best, Let's Go Fifth City. And Annette says, Audra's jealous. Noah ain't that hot. No, Noah isn't. Noah's broody. I don't know about Noah. And then LaShanta said, Nate really shocked me. Never knew he loved Elena like that. I didn't either. She didn't either, because she sure wasn't getting through to him, right? Well, Nate, you knew she was uncomfortable, and you constantly let Amani flirt. And he constantly let Amani flirt with him. Amani sent him out and then went out of town, mad because Elena didn't tell Devon and Lily. She broke up with Nate. I know, but she's under contract with Hamilton Winters because Nate bought it out. That's right, he did buy it from Sally Spectra. So she's taking a job out of town. I'm glad Devon fired Nate, and Lily, naive, told him to get out. Every time Devon went to Lily, she brushed him off. Yeah, about Nate, she did. Why he didn't throw Victoria under the bus? You know, I don't know why he was loyal to Victoria, because you know what he's going to do? He's going to go to her and say, hey, how about a job in one of those other companies? And she's going to say, no, no, no. Your only use for me was helping me get chancellor. Now that that's a bust, I'm sorry, I have no positions for you. That's what she's going to do. Those Newmans are not going to give a traitor, a betrayer like Nate a job, not at all. Okay. And then it says Devon thinks it's Tucker, but he and Audra are shady too. Ashley's gonna think Tucker stood her up. I know, because Ashley's at society. They went to a scene where Ashley's sitting there looking at her phone like, well, where is he? You know, what's happening? Robin says, I love it. Hillary was not a twin, but a triplet. Let's bring it on. I think they should write it that way. You know, maybe Anaya wakes up for one last time before she dies and says, I had triplets. Nate was bold. He shocked me by telling Devon, Lily, Lily and everybody in the meeting that he had been that he hadn't been telling another company their business. Devon assumed wrongfully that Nate's partner in crime was Tucker, but Nate did not reveal it was Victoria. Devon thinks Elena was going to tell on Nate's underhandedness, making Nate confess, but he was wrong. Yes, of course, because bottom line, if that was really Elena's intent when she burst in the room, she would have told. Devon doesn't know that Elena broke up with Nate and was leaving town. So yeah, but you know, here nor there, the secret's out, the bombshell's done, and let's see what happens on Friday. This is actually probably going to be a suspenseful cliffhanger Friday for the young and the restless. I'm happy, bring it on, and I can't wait for the next daily recap.